Right.
We're going to talk about the Sabbath in general. But, you know, it's not a Shabbat. It's not a Sabbath of no work. You know, during the feast, only the first and the last days of these feasts. But it is, certain ones are pilgrimage feasts, meaning that you had to travel. And some feel, well, we're not in Jerusalem, we're not in the land, we don't have to travel. But as I experience going away and being with, you know, those who do it as a pilgrimage, even in other lands, but coming together during these specific times. Some go away for the whole time of Feast of Unleavened Bread as well. But we know, you know, that's a pilgrimage feast. And Pentecost, as some may know, is not young, but Shavuos, which is the last of the spring feast. That's usually those who travel. But for the most part, during tabernacles, many, if they don't do it any other time, on tabernacle, they go away for the whole time. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I said every night, I mean, I would be off for the first day, off of my job, and I would be off on the last day of the last great day of the feast. And during the week, some work, and we just come and they will build the sukkahs in the sanctuary, and everyone would come each night, and it was nice. But you know, you just spend a little time. And I'm saying all of this because I forget what year, I think it was in 2010, I think in 10 or 9, that I actually went away during, and I didn't even go for the whole time, I was just there for 5 days. But in them 5 days, it was such an awakening. Yes. After all the many years I kept the feast, you know, even from a child and then not doing it, then when I come back, you know, and doing it. When I went away for those 5 days, every day there was activities going on. But I got to be with the brethren. Didn't have to worry about getting up, going to a job, or going, or if anything, I had to put my name down to be helped to serve for the breakfast. You know, everybody had to take their turns and working together. Yes. You know. And then what I loved, and then the next year I was there for the whole, you know, we're there 9 days. You know, we know it's 8 days, but usually you come the day before the high day, so it's usually you're away for 9 days for some. But anyway, I say all of that to say, when I went away and we were there the whole 9 days, it was like heaven on earth. Hallelujah. You know, and it was like, Father, this is what you're trying to tell us. He wants us to taste eternity here in earth. Hallelujah. With one another. Hallelujah. You know, when people talk about, oh, I can't wait till we get to the promised land or into glory, and how we're gonna, and here a lot of us, some of us don't even know one another, can't, you know, okay, see you later. You understand what I mean? But that time we were able to midrash. I mean, we was up, I mean, because there's some of us who just, everybody ain't always want to just be in the Word and studying, but you got some of us, this is what we love. Right. So imagine you know, after we have a worship or whatever, and after we have dinner or whatever, and then, you know, when we would be sitting in front of the fireplace or whatever, and it'd be like 10 or 12 of us sitting around mid-ration until maybe 3, 4 in the morning. You know, and so much I learned, you know, because it's iron sharpening iron, and we're getting nuggets, you know, wonderful nuggets, some things that I thought, it brought his feast and even him to a greater dimension. This is what Father wants to do in us, because it's not a black and white, you know, just this and that. It's a growing way, it's a learning way, and it's a wonderful when we do it as He wants us to come together. And I'm bringing that out because I do really want us to get excited about, you know, even next. And I mean, and as I have said, there are those who have jobs or whatever, and just as we make time to go on these vacations, and it's good that you spend time with your family. I'm not taking away from spending time with your husband, more to like because of it interprets it from the Aramaic. Praise Yahweh. It's really beautiful. But I'm reading, hallelujah, something from the commentation in the back. Praise Yahweh. And I was blessed by it. And I'm just going to read that. I have some other stuff. Praise Yahweh. But we'll even talk. And even, we know that we're coming up to the feast, praise Yahweh, of Yom Teruah, which means the Feast of Trumpets, or a day of shouting, praise Yahweh. And I had given out these on Thursday night, interpreting the sounds of the shofar, praise Yahweh. Hallelujah. That the importance, and we know that the feast is prophetic, praise Yahweh, and that, if anybody else knows, the feasts are prophetic, praise Yahweh, and someone could have this one. I just wanted to read over it real quickly, and then I wanted to read that. But it's important, and I know that I asked the different ones to read Revelations 1 through 7, and we're not going to really go through that today, right now, praise Yahweh, because I do want to read this. But I'm going to say that it's important that the reason why we come at these appointed times of Yah, because just like Yeshua fulfilled the feast of the spring, he's coming to fulfill the fall feast. And the Feast of Trumpets, or Yom Teruah, is recognizing his second coming. Praise Yahweh. And in his second coming, we need to be at the place, praise Yahweh, that we can hear and be where we need to be at that appointed time. Praise Yahweh, because if we're outside of that, how will we know? We may hear a lot of shouting and everything, but people won't know if they're not in the place.
It's just commotion.
Praise Yahweh, it's just commotions. Praise Yahweh, and that's why, and the reason, and if you read on Thursday night, we read, somebody just read quickly, Joel, the 2nd chapter, verses 1 and 2. And then I'm going to read.
Blow ye the trumpets in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble for the day of Yahweh coming. For it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Hallelujah.
Praise Yahweh. So the prophet Joel reads here that it says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, right? Sound the alarm. How will you know the alarm if you don't know the sounds?
That's right.
If you don't know, hallelujah, his calling. So I say that to say, in the paper here is interpreting the sounds of the shofar. 1 Corinthians 14 and 7 says, and even things without life-giving sounds, whether pipe or harp, except they give distinctions in the sounds, how shall it be known what a pipe or a harp? Praise Yah. Praise Yahweh. And then in the 8th verse it says, for if the trumpet gives an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to battle? And then we know here Yahweh did not just command the shofar to be blown. He taught Israel how to interpret the sounds according to Numbers 10. Praise Yahweh. So we know that these appointed, these Moedims, are set aside appointments that we have with the King. Am I right? With Yah. And in these, they're also considered what? Rehearsals. Praise Yahweh. And this is the time of our dressing room. And when you're being dressed, hallelujah, for the bride, he says he's coming for a bride without what? Spot or wrinkle. So without spot or wrinkle, you need to be at these appointed times that you may be dressed and prepped and fitted right. So when the bridegroom comes, he'll see his wife adorned like she ought to be. Yes. Yeah. Understanding, praise Yahweh. We have to be in it to understand it. Praise Yahweh. And this is what his Torah is the ketubah. The ketubah is the contract. It is our marriage. You know, it's the do's and the don'ts of how our groom wants us to be, that we know his heart. The Torah is the heart of Yah. Praise Yahweh. When we're walking in it, we're learning his heart, that we will be in one with him when he comes. So when we come in these times, it's all spiritual. When we come in these times, praise Yahweh, when I'm saying being fitted, it means he's fitting us within, that we may be, hallelujah, what he desires when he comes. Praise Yahweh. And we will be at the place. Hallelujah. And then we're at the place. Because if we're not at the place when he comes, when people say, oh, well, I had to do this, what did Yeshua say? Hallelujah. He says, you're not fit to follow me. He says, come follow me. He said, I got to go bury. He said, let the dead go bury the dead. You want to do all of these things, but you say you love me. If you love me, you keep my commandments. You're going to be where you need to be and this is my appointment with you. How much do you say you love me and you can't even keep our dates?
That's right. Ooh, that's right. That's good.
You can't keep our dates. All right. How you love me, but you got excuses?
That's right.
It ain't going to work.
All right.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Praise Yahweh. This is our date night. Our date dates. Hallelujah. This is where we get a little intimate. You're learning more of me. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And you know what? I'm seeing your heart.
That's right.
And even though you may not understand, the more you come, you're learning of me, and you're coming to really love me. It ain't just the mouth speaking. He says, you know, they speak, you know, they speak with their mouths, but their hearts are what? Far from me. But when the heart and the mouth comes together, they you're looking for the next day. And guess what? That every weekly date is wonderful. And you know, we even get a little glimpse in the week, but we get that full time with no kind of interruption. You know how you have a set date night and the kids are being taken care of, everything is taken care of, and it's just you and me. Hallelujah.
Saturday night, you lit candles up.
You see what I'm saying? To get real into this is what. Yes. This is what Father wants of us. Yes.
And the more you get connected, the more exciting it gets.
Yes. Come on now. Come on now.
The more exciting it gets because you want to get more of this love.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You want to get more connected. You want to know more.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You want to get more together. You know what I'm saying?
Hallelujah.
It gets more exciting because you want to know.
You want to know.
But how